This is Scott Vanderplu, and you're listening to the Artist Edition Index Podcast, episode 91.
I went down to the St. James Infirmary, found my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so sweet, so cold, so fast.
Thank you for joining me once more, where we take a look back at what happened in the previous month on aeindex.org. In and around itself, the website, me, the emails, whatever occurs. I guess I am AE Index, so whatever happened, it's AE format related. All right, let's get right to it. I think I mentioned something about subscribers last month, so I thought I'd give an update here. Let's see. So 53 people listened to this podcast, episode 90, on YouTube last month. And 98 people listened to it just as a normal podcast, audio file, which I actually have hosted on Spotify. So, there you go. 98 and 53. So 151 people listen to this podcast, which I don't know how does that relate? What's kind of a number is that related to the AE audience in general? Minuscule, I guess, but then again, this is such a small corner of a small hobby that how many people really are tracking this? I often wonder, the forum, first off, is an awesome location. So if you get, the Tap Talk, the Marvel Masterworks fan site, collectededitions.com, forums, Crisis on Infinite Comics is where the Artist Edition discussion thread hangs out. The link's always on my site, on my menu. But I think that's the most active discussion online. I was listening to a podcast today, and people were talking about how fragmented social media is now. And you can't just go and learn something about comics from, say, Twitter now that it's X, and then there's Blue Sky, and some people are still on Facebook and things like that. But if you're an AE format enthusiast and you want to stay in the discussion, then there's only one place to go, and that's the forum, the Crisis on Infinite Comics forum on collectededitions.com, which is hosted at taptalk.com. That all becomes quite convoluted, but as I say, the link's in my menu. Just go there. Let's actually, what does it say on the thing? It just says forum. You click that, boom, you're there. Oh yes, there are 32 million messages. No, just kidding. There are 2 million views, and there are 34,700 comments on this forum, and it's up to 1,736 pages. So it can be daunting. What I would do is if you haven't been there before, please go, because that's where we discuss things. I would hit that the latest page, read that, go back 5 pages, catch yourself up, just keep going back. You don't have to go back too far. If you want to know the whole history of the forum, then go ahead, and you can see that they start. Let's see, what's page 1? Let's see what it says. Page 1 was posted on May 4th, 2012. And it says, Scott Dunbier teased about an upcoming to-be-announced Artist Edition with the hint, artists especially will go nuts for this one. Oh, really? An artist? And then they've got the guesses. So, May 4th, 2012 was when this started, and it's going strong still. Most of the talk is about what's upcoming. I don't know. I'm gonna try and inject some things into the forum over the next month to get us talking more about what is out, what we have, and I'm gonna try 3 things you like about something and 2 things you don't like about it. So 5 things. I'm always about the 5 things. So we'll try that maybe. All right, that was a big commercial for the forums that I have nothing to do with other than I'm a member, but I do appreciate them greatly, and appreciate that they let me. I've always linked to my stuff, and it's always been well appreciated. So, all right, this month, let's dive right in. What's the hot topic for this month? I have to say, shipping changes is the topic for this month. My goodness, let's talk shipping changes. John Romita's The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 Artisan Edition has been. It's confirmed. I put on the website confirmed for July 2nd, which is tomorrow. I'm recording this on July 1st, Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to all the Canadians. I'm off then, so this is why I'm recording it in the middle of the afternoon instead of rushing in the evening like I normally am on the 1st. Other shipping changes: Judge Dredd by Brian Boland Masterpiece Edition. That was supposed to be out in June. It didn't. Now it's September 10th. Savage Dragon Vault Edition Volume 1 has been moved to November 5th. Jack Kirby's The Eternals Pencils and Inks Artisan Edition has been moved to December 3rd. Paul Smith's Uncanny X-Men Artist Edition has been moved to December 10th. Neil Adams' DC Classics Artist Edition has been moved to January 21st of 2025. So things really got shifted out, shifted on. Who knows is the reasoning for that, because Scott Dunbier is no longer at IDW. We'll have to wait and see. Let's as these books come out, let's watch for the credits. Of course, Chris Samnee's Black Widow Artist Edition is released as well, July 2nd. I'm hoping my copy comes in the mail at some point, and then I will get that review going. Lots. I mean, I can't stress this enough. I'm looking at my upcoming books. I know that it's easier with the pictures, right? I have 3 rows of 5 pictures each. That's 15 upcoming books. That is insane. Like, we had years, where 6 volumes is all we're getting, and now 15 books. Yes, some of them are smaller, some are artisan editions, the Masterpiece Edition. I'm super excited for this book from Sunny Press Books, The Nancy Show, celebrating the art of Ernie Bushmiller. And then, of course, everything else this year, and now moving into 2025. That's always the concern, right? Things shift, and then they shift again, and suddenly, this used to be the deal when so many books were being published. If you look back at my list, you go to the AE Format Books Index now, which is, thanks to one reader, mentioned, hey, why is it so weird to get to this page? Because if you go to my menu, you clicked AE Index, and a whole drop-down menu comes up. But you had to actually click AE Index to get to the AE Format Books Index page proper. So I've added that separately now. So now that's in there. Every page you want to hit is in the menu now. It's three little clicks, and then, like I said, under AE Index, you got all those great stuff, like the Foreign AE Index, the AE Artist Index, the Not Quite an AE Index. The Dunbier Awards have their own page. Really, hit this stuff up. This stuff is great. All right, I've already lost track. 15 books, amazing. Come on, got to realize that I'm not sure how this volume will continue. Right, this is the concern. Are we going to become spoiled again and think, oh well, we've got this many books coming all the time? Because we don't. If you look at this list, it's so amazing to see so many different publishers. I'm looking at a book from Sunny Press Books / Fantagraphics is the distributor. I'm looking at IDW. I'm looking at a couple books from Rebellion. I'm looking at a Graffiti Designs book. I'm looking at an Image book. I mean, this is what a real variety we've got again going, and let's not take that for granted. All right, shipping changes. That was the hot topic there. I think I can circle back and remember what I was doing. The poll was interesting this month. I have had, I think I've mentioned this before. When you live and breathe this stuff, and you think to yourself, it's all there. It's all there all the time. But then somebody mentioned on the forum, hey, how come you list this manga but then not this other manga? And how come on the Wolverine poll you didn't list Weapon X, Barry Windsor Smith? And I realized I thought I had words there indicating what so a little better blurb, but I did not. So I had to change the verbiage and say, which of these, so the poll this month, let me illustrate there. Which of these manga titles deserves the AE treatment, part 1 of 3? Because I think people were thinking which Wolverine title deserves, and then I'm only listing these ones. Why didn't I list these other ones? And now I've clarified which of these, because we're only interested in the 5 I'm listing. Yes, there's more, but we're only talking about these 5. So this month, the poll was, this is the summer of manga. With manga selling in the millions, it's time to take a look at some of the most popular and beautiful ones. Which among them should get an AE format book? Because there's so many great titles, we will run 3 months of manga polls. This is again provided by Patreon patron David Jacoy. And he provided these 5. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto. My Hero Academia by Kohei Horikoshi. One Piece by Ichiro Oda. One Man Punch by One and Yusuke Murata. And Vagabond by Takahiko Inui. And then I found out that one of these artists, again, kind person on the forum, said, hey, this person does digitally. I'm skirting the issue because I can't remember who it was. But again, This doesn't have to. This is just a fantasy poll, right? This is, hey, which of these would you like to see? An AE format book can be generated out of the digital artwork of somebody, right? I mean, it depends what level of processing it shows. Most likely would not be done, but again, I voted for Vagabond in this. The Vagabond is the absolute overcoming winner on this. I'm trying to get to the results here. I'm having some trouble with my results. Let's see. Where do I see results? I see submissions. The problem is for goodness sakes. Forget it. Hold on. Page has been closed. Okay. Chainsaw Man at number 2 got 11 votes. One Piece number 3 got 8 votes. My Hero Academia number 4 votes. One Punch Man got 5th place with 3 votes, and Vagabond 1st place with 54 votes. That is overwhelming. That's pretty great, and that's definitely the book I would pick. So well done, everybody. Great job on that. Mailbag. Nobody's asked me any questions in June. I don't know what happened. The questions have sort of dried up. I'm hoping that's because everybody's hit the forum and realized what a great resource it is. But again, I'm available for questions for anything. Oh, I did get a question. Somebody asked, have I run across a Jungle Book by P. Craig Russell? And I certainly have not. But I said I'd watch for it. That's tricky, man. Some of these books, when they go out of print, you're done with, right? We got an update on Delirium, from Delirium on Den 2. That's that finished off and it's coming. I ordered a couple books from Edition E. So 2 more French AE format books. I'll be reviewing those soon, I hope. I got an awesome book which I'll be reviewing as well. I got the Alien, the original, the illustrated story, original art edition, but I got the Hungarian version. So this is beautifully reprinted. They got the files from Titan, and they did the translated version. The entire book, everything is there from the English version, except this is all in Hungarian. So it's pretty amazing. Thanks again, David Jacoy, hooking me up with that. And I do want to do a review on that because some of these foreign editions are so interesting. I feel like we're not covering them enough. I do want to mention that some people are a bit confused about how licensing works for something like that. And you say, oh, I actually on the forums we were just discussing a Spanish version of something, and then we've seen Italian versions of other things, and that's what I had asked some questions from people, and that's what I was told. So IDW licenses a book. They license they get the license from Marvel, and they do say the Gene Colan's Dracula, because that's a book that's been produced in Spanish and like a sort of like an artisan style format. And IDW produces the book, they sell the book, but then they provide the complete book, digital files, back to the licensor. So Marvel gets those back. So now if Marvel wants to license that out to somebody else, say this publisher, and say it's Panini in Italy, somebody else like that, they can just provide the whole files, and there it is. There you go. Bob's your uncle, right? Same with the Alien, right? That's 20th Century Fox, I guess. So if somebody wants to license that, then the files are available. They just got to get them, right? Because when you're licensing something, you're providing what you've produced back to them. So that's a pretty great deal for Marvel. They can pass that around worldwide, and different publishers can. That's why we're seeing the artist editions being produced in various countries in different formats because of licensing. Pretty great. All right. Let's talk solicitations, because there really was not much. I didn't post it because I'm not sure what to do with this anymore. But we got an email from the Carol Day people. I'm on the mailing list, right? And there's going to be 3 new Carol Day books. So they're saying they heard us, and things are going to be cheaper. So let me see if I can find that. Because there's one thing I like to do is stumble around in the dark on this podcast. All right, for the next group of Carol Day, we are adjusting our format and creating a series of storybooks. These books will each contain one complete Carol Day story reproduced in original art in the original size. We will write a short introduction to the story, but otherwise provide little editorial content except copyright and content information. The first one is going to be, they've got 3 planned. They're going to be 56 pages. They're still quarter bound with cloth spine, except the covers are flexi covers. I don't know what that is. That's some form of soft cover that's not a hardcover. It's still 19 by 14 inches, but instead of being 250 pounds, it's 144 pounds. So they dropped the cost quite a bit. I'm assuming because they're still only available from Book Palace, that there's, just like the last Carol Day book, it's being printed in England. But they're going to produce these 3 books, and then they will produce a slipcase. So you can put these 3 in a slipcase, and it will sit nicely on your shelf like your other Carol Day books. Well, these books are actually so wide, they don't sit nicely on a shelf. I, of course, keep them in the box, and then I turn the box sideways so it fits on my shelves. So I can't say I'm giving these books the love they deserve once I've read them. And I'm actually so in the weeds with reading current books that I'm behind and have yet to read many of these. So that's good news. First, let me continue on. Covers are still from Brian Boland. I don't know how important that is. I think if they're paying money to Brian Boland for the covers, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. Anyways, limited pre-order copies only, like the last Carol Day. Printed on acid-free paper, approximately 56 pages. There's going to be a foreword. There's the story, and then the Slingsby Brothers and the Adventure of Lost Art by Roger Clark. So there's a little bit of an afterword. Okay, you can order it now. It's on the site. I will be putting a solicitation post up on the site. I just didn't get to it. That's the reality. This last week really flew by, and then the holiday today. I thought, you know how it is. Anyway, I'm just, oh man, why can't they have some of these to North America so that I don't have to pay 50 pounds or whatever it was to get it shipped to me? Like, yeah, it's 144 pounds. It's going to be 200 pounds by the time I get it shipped to me, and then you got to convert that to Canadian, and it's insane. I love these books. This is my biggest expense right now, is Carol Day. But man, they're so beautiful. All right. That's that. Oh my goodness, I finally found the submissions page for there. Wow, okay. All right. Other solicitations. So again, I talked last month. I'm separating things. You'll now see if it appears in a catalog, it will have its own post. If it appears from a book distributor, I'm going to have separate for that. So this month, the IDW catalog solicited one new book. And interestingly, Diamond did not solicit it. So that's interesting. Why? I don't know. But the book was Neil Adams, DC Classics Artist Edition. And I really have to say, I like the catalog pages now. Because they're digital, I can put them in the solicitation. You can see what I'm talking about. I mean, the catalogs are all free anyways. You can chase it down. I actually normally have a link to it, but so we get the Neil Adams. You know what this is. It's coming. This solicitation is basically wrong, though. That's the worst part. This catalog comes out, and it's already wrong. Terrible. Big print, it says available October. Well, when this catalog was being put together, it was already moved to November. So they really should have caught that. Page count is no longer accurate. I guess they could not have caught that because that is, I feel like, a moving target now, but the book has been put to bed. So that's that. Ugh. IDW, you need to pick up your game on these catalogs and solicitations in general. Because this isn't a distributor, right? This is the publisher releasing a catalog. All right, that's solicitations for this month. Let's talk out of print sales. Again, I'm going to hit the highlights here. The days of me reading through all of them, I think, are over. Let's talk record setters, because don't we all love a good record setter? Gene Colan's Tomb of Dracula Artist Edition, $632.24. That was on May 31st. Wow. That book, I'd love to walk into a store and find 10 copies of that at cover price. Man alive. One record setter this month. Sales for May of 2024 on eBay, low. Batman The Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller Gallery Edition, back down to its record-setting low average of 110.17. 5 copies sold. That is low. Man. Red Nails continues to sell very slowly. One copy, $230. Dave Stevens, A Rocketeer Artist Edition. First print, $334.99. There was was it a year ago, 2 years ago? There was some guy in California and just was clearing out these still sealed for $100. Wow. Don Rose's Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, Volume 1. $214.99. Oh, that was the book I saw from Panini. It came out last year. You can pick that up in Italian, but for some reason it's got a smaller page count. So I'm wondering if anybody's going to pick that up and tell me what's in it. What else was interesting? That Gene Colan was insane. Jack Kirby's Fantastic Four Artist Edition. This is a book that continues to stay popular. 4 copies, averaging $178.42. Yeah. 3 copies of John Byrne's Fantastic Four Artist Edition, averaging $192.24. John Byrne's X-Men Artifact Edition, which was always the big selling book. 1 copy sold, $349. Big money still. John Paul Leon's The Wintermen Artist Edition, 1 copy, $400. It's a sleeper book, right? The earliest AE format book on a... Well, no. Not the earliest crowdfunding book. Earliest crowdfunding book, of course, is the P. Craig Russell books. So this one just, I think it's, especially with Zoop, right? It just sort of slipped under the radar. And it's just playing catch-up now, but that's big money. Lone from Cub, 3 copies, averaging $102.90. Again, we don't know what printing that is. 2 copies of P. Craig Russell's Murder Mysteries and Other Stories, averaging $100.50. Any P. Craig Russell book is worth getting. I've got to tell you right now. That Dark Horse Gallery Edition, though, is great. Some good stuff in there. There's that Spirit short story, which I really enjoy. And then the IDW one, which is P. Craig Russell's Strange Dreams. And then we've got all the ones published by Wayne Allen Harold. Just stunning, stunning stuff. Well worth owning. What else struck me? Walter Simonson's The Mighty Thor Artist Edition, first print. 2 copies, averaging $148.75. This book goes up and down. Mostly down. But finally, we saw something. And then Will Eisner's The Spirit Artist Edition, Volume 2. Not many sales for this book. One sold this last month. 2 months ago, I guess. $138.53. That is really surprising to me. Like I say, a lot of single copies selling, but nothing out of the ordinary. Interesting. All right, I have 2 reviews this month. Both French books, both by the artist Olivier Schwartz. So these are. I'll give you the blurb here in a second. But before I do that, I've got to do it. Stay there. Stay with me. How to support the AA Index. 3 ways. First way, clicking on any link that I've got here generally gets me money. Affiliate links, or maybe it's an advertiser link like Walt's Comic Shop. So if you're in Europe, please order from Walt's Comic Shop. North America, please order from Things from Another World. Those are my best affiliate links or advertisers. Some people I just can't seem to get advertisers for. I can't seem to find somebody that will do affiliates for these French books. So Collector BD, that's just a link. BD Addict, those are just places I link to because I like what they're doing and I can't find an affiliate link really. BD Fugue is my affiliate link, but that's almost like an A books for French BD. Bayday, Bayday, I guess it is. And it's really hit and miss. But second way to support the site, be a Patreon patron. You can dollar, euro, whatever you want to contribute, or you can contribute $1,000 a month. It's completely up to you. That's of course being completely ridiculous. No one's going to do that, but I do appreciate anything that people contribute. Greatly appreciated. Third way to support the site. What was the third way? Yes, the AE Index store. Man, got some good stuff here. Yes. A couple of my prices maybe a little bit high. The Best of EC Artist Edition sealed Volume 1. I'm keeping it at $350. This is a book sealed. Come on. No reprint here. So come buy that. Otherwise, this is some great prices here. I've got a sealed Romita's Amazing Spider-Man Daily Strips for $100. I've got a Joe Kubert's Tarzan of the Apes. It's not sealed, but still, great book. I've got a sealed Jim Lee's X-Men Artist Edition. I've got a sealed Jack Kirby The Forever People. Just got a couple copies of Eric Powell's The Goon Artist Edition sealed. So pop on the store. Anyway, that's it. Appreciate all the support that the site gets. What do I do with the money? I buy more books. If that isn't obvious, I'm telling you, I'm keeping the schedule of 2 reviews a month, but I'm still backed up. I'm always backed up. This month, I think I got 6 books in the mail. That's probably how I'm backed up. I do 2 reviews, got 6 books, When am I going to get to these other 2 books? July's coming now. I'm hoping the Chrysamni book shows up soon because I got to review that. And then the Nancy book. Those are the 2 brand new books I want to get reviewed. That leaves these other books to sort of wait for another month where I don't have something. I think there's going to be some months leading up in the year, so I've got to try and squeeze these in. Or do I do a 3rd review month? I don't know. We'll see. All right, first review. Spirou La Femme Léopard, Edition Spéciale. This is a luxury print on canvas back, limited to 499 numbered and signed copies. Contains 25 pages of unpublished sketches, watercolors, and paintings. The pencil and ink plates of the album facing each other. That's the rest of the blurb is about the story. I'm not going to give you that. It's from Dupuis. It's from July 2014. It's 400 millimeters by 300 millimeters, or 12 by 16 inches. It's 145 pages. It's a hardcover. Quarter-bound cloth spine, no hot stamping. Black and white cover, gorgeous. 149 euros. I love Olivier Schwartz from the Adam Agency, and then the second Adam Agency. And then I wanted this book. You go on the Dupuis website. This book looks available. You click add to cart. The little animation shows the thing going into the cart, and then nothing ever goes in the cart. So either it's broken or they don't have any copies of this, but they have yet to change the thing to say, or there's something wrong with the page because the website knows there's no copies, but it still lets you add to the cart and then give you a disappointing of nothing in the cart. So it's a bit heartbreaking. I'm online. I'm doing a link for BD Fugue. I think I was doing the link for the next review we've got coming up, which is L'Amour de Spirou, Edition Deluxe. And anyways, I see this Spirou La Femme Léopard on BD Fugue, and it's cheap. 149 euro cover price, and I see it on BD Fugue for 95 euros. So and then I look, okay, Canadian shipping, right? No, it's 20. I think it's 22 or 24 euros. I jump on it, boom, get that thing ordered, and then of course the email comes, and because you just anything too good to be true is too good to be true. The email comes and like, oh, they were wrong on the shipping. They need another 55 euros for shipping. So I'm like, oh really? They need 80 euros to ship this book to me. So then just got it down a little bit. So I did come in less than cover price though, and it's a book that is not available anymore, and it's pretty great. So what is the deal with this book? It's pretty interesting. We've got Olivier Schwartz's full pencils on the left side, and then we've got basically a black and white. It's not the inked pages. Yes, it is the inks. Excuse me. But not the inked pages of original art. It's the black and white version, which is still great because Olivier Schwartz, you look at this. Look at the detail of this guy's pencils. They are amazing. So well detailed. And he puts the dialogue into his pencils. Like, it's unbelievable. It's just gorgeous to see this work. And it's nice to see because when he does his inks, he's one of those clean inkers, right? He likes to erase his pencil marks and gets things very clean. Maybe he light boards from his pencils. Interesting. But, yeah, the inks are very clean. So it's a little bit disappointing to see his inks, actually. Like the original art. It's still awesome at the size and things. And it is the boards he worked on. But these pencils are just raw and wonderful and so detailed, just gorgeous. And then the rest of the book is great too. There's like it mentions the 24 or 26 pages, what does it say? 25 pages, there you go, right in the middle of just extras. So the book opens, this is early Dupuis, right? So they didn't seem to have a format going for their AE format books. They just throw them out there. There's no consistent naming. There's just, there it is. And I love the number. I mean, this is, again, here's a book, the publisher produces $499. Why $499? Why not $500? I don't know. Maybe it's because they didn't want to get to that the 5 number, right? They want to keep it at 4. But it's signed. It's numbered. They've made it something. Look at this. Oh, here's a 500 copy book. I'm going to make it ultra special. I'm going to make it limited, right? I'm going to give it a number. I'm going to pencil number in there. I'm going to have and then having the creator sign it is pretty great. But here's this really special book. Gorgeous paper, it's like 180 GSM. It's just so thick and luxurious in your hand. And then just look at these pencils, and these extras are so great. I almost never include pictures of end papers because there's just somebody, a great image was picked and then it was enlarged. These end papers, the end papers in this book are actually the end paper pencils of what Schwartz wanted for the end papers. He did specific art for the end papers, and then we've got the original art of that for the end papers in this book. It's just brilliant. Oh, I just lied. Schwartz is so great. I just got this look and this style that I want more of. So there you go. Just a solid book of pencils. Hard to find. I mean, I did this review because I love the material. It's really hard to get. So let's move on to the next review that you can get, and it's easy to find online. That's L'Amour de Spirou, Edition Deluxe. And we've got, here's the blurb. Limited to 375 copies. The plates of the album have been scanned and printed in 4 colors for a facsimile reproduction of the originals. The retouching of all the details which are lost during reduction or coloring will be visible. The printing is made in HUV for an astonishing rendering in blacks of incomparable density. I don't think I saw gradients in the all right. Anyways, all 57 original plates in facsimile reproduction. 43 pages of color graphic notebook containing research and unpublished illustrations. A screen printed ex libris, format 27 by 36. 3 passages produced by the Experience House. It is signed by Olivier Schwartz. A second book of 60 pages in A4 format, all in color, containing in facsimile all the penciled pages of Olivier Schwartz. This version includes previously unseen scenes cut in the final version. This is released by Edition Black and White in March of 2024. It's 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters, 12 by 16. It's 96 pages. It's a hardcover. It's 199 euros. This puppy's available on a lot of different places. I got mine from BD Attic because the shipping to Canada was the cheapest, but I don't have a link for that. I should probably correct that. Or you get it right from the publisher. When you order right from Edition Black and White, they include extras. He always throws in something extra. Raphael Wacker. Very nice man. I've spoken to him many times by email. This book, I mean, so we get the full A, right? So we get the full A of the art boards. We get a second book that is a soft cover. It's A4 size, right? So that's like your notebook from school. And that is all the pencils. So again, we get full pencils here, not large size, but this size. And then we also get a sign and number print. So my copy of my book is 222. My print is 222. It's interesting. The numbering is stamped in this one, but there is a glued in signature chit, I guess. It's nice. And signed by Olivier Schwartz again. So I got 2 Olivier Schwartz signed books this month. Pretty great. This book, I love Edition Black and White. I would wish they were slightly cheaper, but they also produce volumes at a lower count. Like, again, we have 375 copies. I wish they could sell 2,000 copies or 3,000 copies and make this book for 125 euros, but that doesn't seem to be reality, but I'm just thankful they're being made. Gorgeous. That's like, again, Olivier Schwartz. Like, the inks really pop. You see he lays out his pages in pencil. Does his borders. The inking is just gorgeous. Like I said, I don't think it's interesting that he mentions the depths, the density of the blacks, because I don't think I saw. No great. I didn't see ingredients. Yeah, I'm checking my review here. Which one up on Saturday? So my newsletter goes out on Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern. So generally, I don't have time to get reviews done during the week because I'm working, and the comic shop's pretty busy, and there's really no time to jump off what I'm doing and do a little side hustle there. So there's no time for that. So I end up doing the reviews on the weekend, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's interesting. Schwartz always likes the blue pencil in his word balloons, so his dialogue's all neat and tidy, and that's really nice. And this again, this book is full of extras. So the back section or extras or gallery, whatever. It's Le Dossier. At the back, and there's notes, which I appreciate, and there's character designs, and the editor here, he adds a note to the artwork, so you actually know what's going on, what's with this, what's with that, why is that there. It's really nice. So we get a lot of production artwork here. It's so great. And then Dupuis celebrated their 100th anniversary, 1922 to 2022, and there's some artwork for that in there. If you check my images out, please, anything I talk about here, go to the website, go to eindex.org, check out the pictures. Watch the video. I mean, I'm doing these YouTube videos, and it's funny because I think people from AEindex.org will read my review and then watch the video, but I think there's a lot of people who follow or subscribe to me on YouTube who actually don't go to the website. I think they just watch the flip-throughs and never go and read my reviews, which I really wish they would. Because I don't do a video review, I do a video flip-through. I don't even say anything, right? It's just the sound of generally my nose running because I'm trying to be quiet, and the page is flipping. But yeah, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please go and read my reviews on the site. They're Picto reviews. They're just the facts. Just the facts. All right, that's it. That's it for this month. I want to say the next month is going to be booming. I mean, we got a new book from IDW. We got a new book from Sunday Press Books, featuring original art. I've got a ton of stuff that I have to try and cover. And yeah, I may, for the summer, I may bump it up to 3 reviews a month. Maybe I'll do more. I don't know. But thanks for joining me here. As I've said, everything that we've talked about here, go to AEindex.org. Subscribe to the newsletter. Saturday afternoon, get all the details, right? Don't let it pass you by. Newsletters are still the best way with this fragmented social media world that we're living in. Sign up for the newsletter and know what's happening, right? All right, thank you, and we will talk again next month.
Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she can search this wide world over. She'll never find a sweet man like me.